Boxing fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from Oslo, Norway, coming to the ring, the defending unified. Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring at this time, please welcome Superstar Grime Recording. Let's get ready to rumble! Official weight, 66.6 kilograms. Her professional record, a perfect one. 28 fights, 28 victories, including 7 wins by knockout. From Bergen, she is the fighting pride of all Norway. The reigning, defending, unified women's, the undisputed women's welterweight champion of the world, the first lady of boxing, Cecilia Braekhus.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled. Here is the reigning and defending WIBA Women's Middleweight Championships of the World. Opponent across the ring, she is the defending champion and weighed in at 159 pounds. She has a professional record undefeated with 12 wins. 7 of her 12 wins come by way of knockout. She is the youngest women's world champion in history at the age of 19.
The Princess, Ema Kozin!
What happens when unstoppable power meets unbreakable experience? Tonight, we're breaking down a matchup that could end in pure devastation. Cecilia Braekhus versus Ema Kozin. One is a calculated assassin with legendary precision, while the other is a young wrecking machine hungry for a statement knockout. No judges, no mercy. If one of them lands clean, this fight is over. So sit tight, because this might just be the most brutal ending we've seen in 2025. Under the roar of the arena lights, where legends rise and dreams are shattered, 2 women prepare to write the next defining chapter in boxing history. On one side stands a queen of the past, Cecilia Braekhus, the first lady of boxing, a woman who once ruled undisputed and untouched. And on the other side, a fearless challenger of the future, Ema Kozin, young, relentless, and ravenous for glory. This is more than a fight. It is legacy versus ambition, wisdom versus hunger, the last stand of a legend against the rise of a storm. The first lady of boxing. Before women's boxing filled stadiums, before championship belts were broadcast on global pay-per-view, there was one woman carrying the sport alone, Cecilia Braekhus. Born in Colombia and raised in Norway, she did not just compete, she redefined what it meant to be a champion. She became the first female fighter in history to unify all 4 major world titles: WBA, WCB, IBF, and WBO, and for years remained undefeated, untouched, unquestioned. She wasn't a brawler, she was a tactician. Her jab was a spear, her movement, a dance. Fighters like Erica Farias, Ivana Habazin, and Michaela Loren stepped forward with ambition, but left humbled. She was not only beating opponents, she was educating them. Every round, a lesson in timing. Every exchange, a reminder that mastery is built on discipline. But no reign lasts forever. In 2020, against Jessica McCaskill, the unthinkable happened. Cecilia's unbeaten run was broken. Critics whispered. Doubts formed. Some said her era was over, but legends don't retire quietly. They return for redemption. The rising storm. Opposite her stands the embodiment of the new generation, Ema Kozin. Born in Slovenia, she entered boxing not with privilege, but with fire. She fought her way through Europe's toughest circuits, collecting titles, breaking expectations and rising fast. While many fighters wait for their moment, Kozin hunts for it. She stepped up to face Claressa Shields, the self-proclaimed GWOAT. She didn't win, but she didn't crumble. She took punches that would have made weaker fighters fold. She stayed in the pocket. She learned, and now she returns, sharper, stronger, and unafraid. Kozin is not coming to be an opponent. She's coming to be a successor, the queen in her prime. To understand the magnitude of this matchup, we need to revisit the ferocity of Cecilia Braekhus in her prime. Go back to 2010, the night she dismantled Victoria Cisneros. Crisp combinations, laser jab, total control. Then fast forward to 2014 versus Jessica Balogun, a brutal showcase of calculated aggression. Braekhus didn't just fight to win, she fought to dominate. Every opponent walked in with confidence and walked out with humility. In 2017, she faced Michaela Loren, a loud, fearless puncher who promised to knock her out. Cecilia silenced her with surgical precision. Every round, jab, pivot, right hand, repeat. It wasn't blood and chaos. It was pure technique. That's what Kozin is walking into. Not just a fighter, but a legacy of mastery.
The rise of a relentless challenger. Now shift the lens. Watch Kozin tear through Eve Pavlovska. Relentless pace, pressure, and power. No hesitation, no retreat. Kozin fights like someone who refuses to accept defeat as an option. Against Silvia Zabados, she didn't outbox her. She overwhelmed her. Volume, grit, and intensity. She pushes her way inside and forces opponents into survival mode. She isn't polished like Cecilia, but she is raw, hungry, and dangerous. And sometimes, hunger beats experience.
Old school versus new school. Inside their respective training camps, two very different philosophies unfold. Cecilia, precise footwork drills, endless repetitions of the jab, shadowboxing like she's fighting ghosts from her past. The camp is quiet, focused, pure discipline, no flashy routines, no social media distractions, just mastery in motion.
Kozin.
High-intensity workouts, explosive bag sessions, head movement drills with pressure sparring, loud music, loud energy, controlled chaos. She isn't refining a style, she's forging a weapon. Two fighters, two mentalities, one goal: to erase the other.
Experience versus pressure. So how does this war unfold?
Cecilia will look to control range, sharp jabs, lateral movement, forcing Kozin to chase. She'll try to drown Kozin in footwork and timing. If she keeps the fight at mid-range, she dictates everything. But Kozin's plan? Close the distance. Fight ugly, make it physical. If she traps Cecilia on the ropes, if she drags her into exchanges, this becomes a brawl, not a chess match. This fight isn't just physical, it's psychological. Can the legend handle relentless pressure? Can the challenger handle legendary precision?
When heart collides with history,
This isn't just a fight. It's a collision between legacy and ambition. For Cecilia Braekhus, this is more than another win. It's her final statement to boxing history. A victory means she remains immortal, untouched by time, untouched by doubt. But a loss, it would mean watching her story rewritten by someone who grew up watching her. For Ema Kozin, this is not just an opportunity, it's destiny knocking. If she dethrones the legend, she instantly catapults into global superstardom overnight. It's the kind of moment every fighter dreams of, but only 1 in 1,000 truly gets. Two women, standing at the edge of everything they fought for. One fighting to stay in the history books, the other fighting to enter them. The crowd erupts. Picture it. Round 9. Crowd on its feet, sweat flying under the arena lights. Cecilia, breathing heavy but focused, flicks out her jab. Pop, pop, pop. Kozin, blood on her cheek, smile on her face, keeps marching forward. The clash of rhythm and chaos. Technique versus heart.
A sharp right hand from Braekhus lands clean. The crowd gasps, but Kozin won't back down. She roars and fires back with a wild three-punch barrage that sends everyone into a frenzy. At this point, it's no longer about strategy. It's about willpower. Who takes the crown? So who wins? If Cecilia keeps her distance and dictates pace, this becomes a masterclass. She could piece together a unanimous decision victory, schooling the challenger with veteran precision. But if Kozin turns this into chaos, if she forces inside exchanges and breaks the rhythm, she has the power to shock the world. My prediction? This goes to the judges. A split decision, and no matter who gets their hand raised, this fight becomes an instant classic. Legends rise. Legends fall, but warriors live forever. So, as the arena lights dim and the referee raises one arm in glory, legends aren't defined by how long they reign, but by how bravely they stand when everything is at risk. Cecilia Braekhus, Ema Kozin, two champions, two eras, one unforgettable night. Because win or lose, belts fade, fame fades, but fights like this, they echo forever. If you felt the